Not long after the turn of the 21st century, podcasts began to take the digital world by storm. Now with more than 500 million listeners worldwide, the podcast industry provides profitable opportunities for podcasters and marketers alike and presents a powerful way for you to connect with your target audience. It may be hard to imagine given the fact that podcasts didn't exist until 20 years ago, but now there are currently over 5 million podcasts in the world with over 70 million episodes between them, and those numbers are growing rapidly. Here are some top podcast statistics you should know. Podcast listeners worldwide are projected to reach well over 500 million by the end of 2024. The average listener spends 7 hours per week listening to their favorite podcast. Episodes between 20 and 40 minutes are the most popular, fitting into busy schedules as well as attention spans. Podcast listenership is almost equally popular with both men and women. Video podcasts are on the rise, providing a new dimension in audio storytelling. Peak listening times are mornings, with the most episodes enjoyed on mobile devices. Some of the most popular podcasts have millions of podcast subscribers. The #1 podcast in the world, The Joe Rogan Experience, gets over 14 million listeners per episode, with half of the listeners outside the USA. It all started in 2003 when software engineer Dave Weiner developed an audio RSS feed for interviews on his blog. In 2004, Weiner and former MTV VJ Adam Curry created iPodder, a program that allowed people to download internet radio broadcasts and other audio content to their iPods. These broadcasts were soon called podcasts, a melding of the words iPod and broadcast. By the end of 2004, the very first podcast hosting platform was born. And in 2005, visionary Steve Jobs built podcast subscriptions into iTunes, now Apple Music, and podcasts were quickly on their way into the mainstream. Here are a few fun facts. In 2005, George W. Bush became the first president to deliver a weekly address as a podcast. Also in 2005, the world's first podcasting book was released, entitled Podcasting Do-It-Yourself Guide by Todd Cochran. In 2006, Ricky Gervais set the Guinness World Record for most downloaded podcast in 1 month, over 260,000 downloads. In 2011, Adam Carolla became the next Guinness World Record holder for the most downloaded podcast with over 59 million downloads. In 2014, true crime podcast Serial premiered, and listenership of podcasts tripled over the next 5 years. In 2020, previously mentioned Joe Rogan announced a 3-year licensing deal with Spotify, reportedly worth $200 million. The beauty of podcasts is that there's a show for just about every topic. Listeners can find podcasts for almost every passion or interest. With the rise in popularity comes the increase in advertising dollars. Today, creators are able to monetize their podcasts with ads and affiliate marketing. Video podcasts are becoming increasingly popular, and now YouTube is the #1 source to find podcasts. Podcasters are increasingly adding video content to their previously audio-only shows. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is becoming more extensive. Like it or not, podcasts written and hosted entirely by AI now exist. AI is being used by podcast creators in every stage of creating an episode, from pre-production to recording and editing. Want to know more about advertising on popular podcasts? Give us a call for ad rates and information. 888-449-2526.